Good evening and welcome to the May 11th, 2021 meeting of the Beavercreek Parks, Recreation, and Culture Board. I hereby call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with a roll call, please.
Mrs. Faulkner,
Here.
Mr. Corbett,
Here?
and Mrs. Meyer is with us virtually. Okay.
Here.
Christina Heaton is not with us this evening.
Great, thank you. You have before you, I don't know, Candy, if you've got a copy of it or not. Do you have it from your email, the agenda? If you've had a chance to look at that, I would accept a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor of the agenda? Say
Aye.
aye. Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, thank you. Agenda is approved. And then we also have in front of you a copy of the minutes. And if you've had a chance to look at those or need another minute, once you have, I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 13th meeting and be looking for a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Great. All right, that will get us right into the division reports. Is that you today, Aaron?
It's both Zach and I. And I'm gonna let Candy see this. Okay, good evening. Oh boy. Okay. We have a little fun fact here for May. And did you know that May is National Bike Month? So we suggest celebrating by a bike ride along the Creekside Trail or even just around your neighborhood. And we are so fortunate to have so many safe places to ride bikes here in Beavercreek and have our multi-use paths. And so maybe get out there and enjoy them as the weather is getting nicer mostly every day. Okay, moving on over to the Senior Center, I wanted to share some, Tyler wanted to share some participation trends going on at the Senior Center. The memberships are just shy of 1,100 right now. We are down from pre-pandemic. We were at our highest, about 1,500 members. But we've heard from a lot of members who are saying, well, I just haven't renewed because I haven't been back, but I'm planning to come back. And of course, understandably, some people have been slow to come back. But once they do, they'll renew their membership. We did have a slight increase in our scan-ins to the center in April. We had just over 2,100. In not too much more than March, really, just a little bit more than March, but a lot more than February. And we all think that the biggest factor in that was the vaccine rollout. As soon as a lot of our seniors started getting the vaccine, they became more comfortable coming back. And we've been able to offer more activities as well. And then we have had a slight increase in transportation and total trips in April. We are at 305. And compared to the 244 in March, which was 100 over the February numbers, and I think I shared those last month. So we still are seeing an increase, but not as dramatic of an increase as we saw between February and March. We do have a Silver Sneakers program. We started this last December. So there are 171 members of Silver Sneakers that are members of the Senior Center. So how this works is your membership fee is waived. So Silver Sneakers could be part of your insurance. So check if it is. And if so, then you don't have to pay to be a member of the Senior Center. And every time you visit the Senior Center, we receive a small amount of money back to the Senior Center. So it ends up being a win-win for everybody. We do see this continuing to increase as people renew their memberships and check on it. And then for Silver Sneakers purposes, we send a report, of course, each month saying how many check-ins we had from Silver Sneakers members, and that's how we get that reimbursement. So we had 529 Silver Sneakers eligible check-ins in April. That's up from 441 in March and 249 in February. Again, there's that huge jump between that March and February. Okay, this slide is basically to show you that there is a lot going on at the senior center. A lot of people are asking, well, what really are you doing at the senior center? And we found a way to safely do a whole lot. So not just fitness room and fitness classes. We've got art classes, the Strummers musical group. A lot of our clubs are back. Bingo, pool, which is not a swimming pool. That's what we call our billiards. Is back as of this month, as well as ping pong. We found a way to make you be able to sign up for a certain time with one other person at a certain pool table or at the ping pong table. So we were able to bring that back as well. And then we've had some fun little programs that some of our staff is doing that maybe isn't, it's to fill the gap that we're missing, that socialization gap that's been so hard to figure out how to bring back, that a lot of our seniors want, who maybe aren't interested in the fitness or in a certain club. They just miss coming to the senior center and chatting with their friends. So we've come up with some fun activities for them to sign up for that are more about just having fun and socializing with each other. So Shauna led a crafts class last week, and next week Chrissy will be running charades. It will be fun. If you know Chrissy, it will of course be fun. Our event in May was a drive-through dinner. It was Cinco de Mayo themed. This was just last week. We had 156 meals served, and it was Mexican lasagna, refried beans, chips and salsa, and cake. And the kitchen ladies really outdid themselves. We want to thank Harbor Chase for sponsoring it and giving us the money to do so. But boy, did the kitchen ladies go all out. They prepared all of the food from scratch for this event and had tons of food. They really were giving big portions out. And I think people really, it's just a fun something to do. So there's a photo there of Chrissy loading up the meals in one of the members' cars. Okay, another exciting thing that happened this month was the gallery, the art gallery that our Cultural Arts Connection group, if you remember them, they had started, and we had to stop the gallery when COVID happened. It has restarted again. So we're featuring 2 local artists this month. You can come to the gallery anytime the senior center is open. So those hours are reduced right now, just 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. And when you come and visit to see the gallery, you'll go to the senior center main entrance, and you will have to do a temperature screen and symptom screenings that are required for anyone entering the senior center. But we're happy to let you in, and you don't even need to call for an appointment for the gallery. If there's already several people there, then we'll have you wait before you go into that space. But that's usually not an issue, as it's kind of a come and go scenario. In June, we'll be featuring quilts from a variety of members of the Senior Center, as well as Babs Sabic. And we had a quilt display a few years ago. It was very popular, and just amazing what some of these quilters can create. So I'm looking forward to that one too. Okay. Back on May 4th, there was a new order, new director's order from the Department of Health. And that had a few key changes that helped us be able to operate a little bit easier at the senior center. So some key changes for our operations plan under COVID include that fully vaccinated staff, volunteers, or participants are no longer required to be tested for COVID. So prior to May 4th, we were testing all staff and volunteers that worked at the senior center at minimum every other week. So now, if you're vaccinated, we don't have to do that anymore. And then unvaccinated staff, volunteers, or participants are not required to, but are encouraged to be tested still. So we'll still have the testing available. I do want to be clear that this is not a public testing site for just anyone to come to. This is for senior center staff and volunteers. And we're able to do that for free, thankfully, through a program that was set up specifically for senior centers to test their staff and volunteers. And then you're all aware that there are exceptions to the mask mandate, but for senior centers, the exceptions didn't apply. up until May 4th when this new order came about. So previous to that, if you couldn't wear a mask for any reason in the senior center, we weren't allowed to permit you to come to the senior center. Now we are. If you cannot wear a mask for a medical reason or whatever that may be, we're still allowed to now permit you to come in and enjoy activities with us. I should say, as long as you're vaccinated. We'll ask you, are you vaccinated? And if you are, then we'll let you come in. Okay, so we've done a lot of drive-in events. We're doing a cruise-in June. So this will be a little bit different, and we're excited for this. This is a senior center event, but it'll be on a Saturday because we're going to fill up the parking lot with people's cool cars. So if you are a senior center member or you know somebody who's got a cool car to bring to the cruise-in to show off, contact us at the senior center. And we'll see about getting you in the cruise-in. So in addition to the cars to check out, we're going to book a couple of food trucks and have some live music. I believe the Beavercreek drummers from the senior center are going to perform. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it, and hopefully good weather. Moving over to the general recreation side, we had our Soar into Spring activity series in April. This was where we had a variety of different activities. Some were self-guided and some were at a certain day and time, all COVID friendly, but that way you could pick and choose what worked for your schedule or what worked for your comfort level for your family. We had 10 different activities offered, and 53 families participated in instructor-led activities. Those were the ones that were a certain day or time. And we don't have a count of how many participated in the self-guided activities, because they were just could go out to the park and find the activity station and do it. But then it ended with a kite giveaway from the Green Optimist, and they gave out 51 kites, which was great. And then when you finish your activity guide, you could email it to us and show us that you completed at least 5 activities, because you got a sticker at each one. And so one lucky family got a prize basket. So that was a lot of fun. We were glad to be able to do an altered event instead of our normal Soar into Spring and Kite Fly event. On the same day as the kite giveaway, I believe it was the 24th, we had our perennial trade day. This is a spring and fall event, and in 2020 it was gone, but we're happy it's back. The perennial trade day, there were 42 attendees and a lot more bodies than that, because a lot of people brought along helpers to help them carry their new goodies that they were trading and coming home with. So each participant traded 10 plants. You bring 10 plants and you get 10 plants to go home with you. And I want to thank Lisa Green and Cecilia Bidagare for volunteering. Those two ladies put on the spring and fall perennial trade events, and Cecilia has been doing this. In fact, both of them have been involved since the beginning, which they can't remember if it's 25 or 27 years that it's been going on. Lisa has always been attending, but she is a newer volunteer in the past few years, was one of the people actually leading it up. Cecilia is the one who actually brought the idea to us. And she tells the story, well, yeah, I called the Parks Department and I said, we should really do this. And they said, well, that's great. How about you do it? And she's been doing it ever since. So that was a fun way to spend a morning. Fun to see everyone's excitement. Okay, softball is coming up. We have our managers meeting tomorrow night. Games begin June 1, and we have men's and co-ed leagues. So I did want to share, we've been seeing a trend of softball registration going down for a number of years, and it's up this year. So right now we have 1 spot left. I believe it's a co-ed spot. So if you know a team that wants to play, we've got 1 spot left of 22 total spots. We have 71 filled. In 2020, we had 56 teams, which we were pleased with. It was a tricky year to do softball. But even in 2019, we had 63. So we're up above both of those past 2 years. Yeah. And I will say more full in advance well in advance of the season starting. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just a sign, but I think that's one that people want to get back out and do things for sure.
I think so too. Summer day camp. All of our weeks are full. We did have to limit our spots. In a previous summer, we would have been able to open up more spots, but because of the group size restrictions and to keep everyone safe during COVID, we only have so much space for so many kids. We have to keep group sizes 9 kids per group or less. So they each need a separate room. So between staffing, the group sizes, and the space that we have available at Fairbrook School, we're kind of in a tough spot. But we were able to bring back extended hours this year, which was something we weren't able to offer last year. So I think that's really helped accommodate our families. I wish we could accommodate some more families because we have waiting lists, and to be honest, I didn't check the numbers today, but as of putting this slide together late last week, we had anywhere between 2 and 18 kids each week on the waiting list. So there's definitely a need and a demand for summer camp. We are excited to let everyone know, and an email will be going out shortly to our camp families, that the schools have decided, with help from government programs this summer, they're able to provide a summer lunch program for free for Beavercreek families, and they're starting to get word out about that. But that means our camp families, our camp kids, are going to have hot lunch every single day and to-go breakfast every single day available to them as just coming to summer camp. So we're really excited about adding that to our program. We're working through our COVID guidelines and any changes that we need to make from our plans last summer, and working with the schools on their plans, and all that'll be finalized here in the coming weeks. We have our 2 camp directors hopefully starting work next week. They'll be starting to get ready for the camp counselors, who will start about a week and a half after that. And then camp starts on June 1. I do still have openings for 2 camp counselors, and as you're aware, I have, my camper spots are full, and I really need those staff to help us take care of the kids and have fun this summer. So if you know anybody, make sure they go to our website and apply as soon as possible. Okay, and some fun coming back to its normal date, the Friday before Memorial Day. We always have our Tom Burt Memorial Golf Scramble at the Beavercreek Golf Club. And sponsorships and registrations for this one have been slow. So a little slower than normal. We're not quite sure why, but as we keep bugging people and reminding them that they need to sign up if they do plan to play. We've heard a lot of that. Oh yeah, I'm going to play. Well, can you sign up please? So that we know you're coming and we can prepare for you. So we have a max of 144 golfers, and as of this afternoon, we had 77 registered. So keep the signups coming, and we'll have fun on May 28th. Okay, we have another fun scavenger hunt coming up, and this one is a little bit different. We are part of a group called MIVRAC, Miami Valley Recreation Activities Council. There are, in addition to us, there are 7 other parks and recreation agencies around the Miami Valley who are part of this group, and we've all come together to put together a scavenger hunt that we're calling the Let's Play Scavenger Hunt. So starting on May 24th and runs through June 6th, you can participate in the scavenger hunt, and the clues will take you all over the Miami Valley. So there'll be 8 stops, one for each of the groups involved around the Miami Valley. You could be traveling, to Dayton or to Moraine or over here to Beavercreek or Kettering. So there's 8 different communities, and we're using an app called Scaver. So you can download the Scaver app, and we've got QR codes on the flyers and things like that, so people run across it and they can find our Let's Play Scavenger Hunt. And we're giving cash prizes. So there's not necessarily a first place winner, but randomly drawn will be a first, second, and third prize from everyone who completes the scavenger hunt for $250, $100, or $50. So we're excited about that. Okay, some upcoming classes. We have some things going on. Sorry, I keep rambling on, but we've got a lot going on. We do have a pickleball class that is started actually tonight. It's happening right now. And this filled up 16 people with a waiting list, has been very popular. As soon as it hit the In Touch, started filling up, and it was actually in the spring In Touch, so it started filling up a while ago. We have another session coming up that starts, I believe, the end of June, but goes, later summer. So if you want to get in that class, give us a call or go to our website and you can get in. So this is a great chance to not just play pickleball, but learn how to play pickleball. And then we have a new class, Women in Motion, Strength and Conditioning. And this is specifically for women, and it's got both interval training, some cardio, but also some strength training as well. It's on Tuesday nights starting June 8th and out at Dominic Lafino Park. So we're excited about that. Coming up on Memorial Day, we'll again have our Memorial Day ceremony at 2 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Park. It is free, and we're reminding everyone to bring a chair as we will not have bleacher seating available. Some other COVID-related things, we won't be passing out flags and programs like we once did, but we feel people are able to come safely to the park and social distance themselves and recognize those on Memorial Day. We are having a Zumba in the parking lot over at the Lafino Plaza and Beavercreek Senior Center parking lot on Memorial Day at 10 a.m. So if you're interested in that, there is a $5 suggested donation for that class. And you do need to sign up in advance. And then our dance classes. You're familiar with our swing classes and our ballroom dance. Those will start up again June 1. If you haven't heard, the 4th of July celebration is on. So parade applications and vendor applications are coming in. Please spread the word. Let those that you know who've got a group or some other activity, a business that they're interested in participating in the parade, or if you've got a favorite food truck, contact them and let them know that we are looking for them to join us at the 4th of July. And then we'll have our fireworks, of course, at 10 p.m., and we're looking forward to it. The committee met earlier this evening and is working hard on COVID-friendly plans and working closely with Greene County Public Health. And now it's Zach's turn. Zach, the way this is set up, you have to actually click the arrow. Okay. See that?
Got it. All right, good evening. Thank you for all the great updates, Aaron. It's always awesome to see all the great things going on at the Senior Center and within Recreation, and it is certainly a busy time of the year for both of those areas, and Parks and Recreation, and our Parks maintenance staff and all of your parks. We've been busy this spring. We have a new Parks staff member. Welcome Jason Clymer, who is a transfer from our street department. Jason is an operator too. He's been with us now for just over 7 years. Jason brings a great background in construction, and he also spent some time recently working at our cemetery as our cemetery sexton was out on extended surgery leave. Jason has a great attitude. He's eager to learn. We're really excited to have him on our park staff team. All of our full-time staff positions are now filled, so it feels really good to be able to say we're fully staffed and able to be out there taking care of your parks. And we're really excited to have this team in place and really keep making some great improvements out there. So welcome to Jason. A couple weeks ago, we held our Capra virtual site visit. That was the week of April 19th. I'd like to say thank you to City Council, everyone here on Park Board, and all of our staff for all of the work along the process, as well as for helping submit videos that were sent to the virtual site visit team. On the last day of our virtual site visit, we all met with them, and they were very appreciative of the videos that we sent them. They felt like they got a good insight into what our Parks, Recreation, and Culture Department is all about. They would typically be here for the entire week or 3-4 days and get to know the ins and outs of what the city of Beavercreek is like and our parks. And since they weren't able to be here, those videos really did help. So thank you for helping be a part of that. Our staff will attend the NRPA annual conference virtually this September to attend a hearing and receive the final decision on whether or not we will become an accredited agency. We should be hearing soon. Our report should be favorable, and hopefully we'll have some great news to share with the community very soon. An update on the Wardinger Park barn. As you all know, that was destroyed in the 2019 Memorial Day tornado. The construction documents have been sent out to bid for the replacement construction of that barn at Wardinger Park. All of the bids are due on May 18th at 3:30 p.m. So if anyone is looking for to pick up a bid packet or for more information on that, it is on the city website at beavercreekohio.gov. So in the next couple months, we should have some progress and hopefully be starting construction on that this summer. And the big thing going on this spring is mowing. Our park staff has been very busy trying to stay on top of mowing and maintaining our 23 parks. This has been our largest challenge of the year. Every spring it's tough to get out and stay on top of all of our mowing and other needs such as cleaning restrooms and emptying trash, preparing athletic fields for all the spring sports. And it's really even a challenge when you have all the inclement weather. It's also a challenge when you're short-staffed. So we've had some staff members that have retired. We had some staff out on surgery leave, and we're just not getting the seasonal staff applying as usual. So our staff has been working overtime when we have nice weather. They've been working in the evenings. They've been coming in on Saturdays just to catch up on some of the mowing. So we do appreciate all of the patience of the community as we do try to get caught up. I know our staff was in pretty late this past Friday and on Saturday for almost 10 hours mowing just to get caught up. And we were able to mow almost all of our parks on Friday and Saturday just to get caught up. But as you know, you get caught up 1 minute, and then all it takes is a couple more days of rain, and you're playing catch up again. So, again, please have patience. Just know we are working hard to mow and maintain our 23 parks, which covers nearly 300 acres, and it takes us nearly 150 labor hours just to mow those parks, and that's just the mowing time. That doesn't account for any of the transport time and all of the other duties that we have as well. We are in desperate need of seasonal labor, and as Aaron talked about, we do need 2 camp counselors. So if anybody is interested in a seasonal job or a camp counselor job, we do have openings. Please visit beavercreekohio.gov and click on the employment tab. We are in desperate need of some help. So whether you're a high school or college student, or looking for a summer job, if you're a teacher, or if you're a retiree just looking to pick up a couple days of work, please apply. The only requirement is you have a valid Ohio driver's license, so please do apply. In some upcoming projects, we're working on finalizing the Grangeview Acres Playground. We are in the process of getting a PO for that, and construction will hopefully start within the next several weeks on a new playground for Grangeview Acres. We're going to be starting some bridge repairs at Stafford Park and Merrick Park. There are 2 small bridges at Stafford. One will be completely rebuilt, one will just be repaired. And then the bridge at Merrick Park, we'll be doing some bridge repairs there as well and making that bridge a little bit easier for those with bicycles and strollers to access the bridge. It has a weird 90-degree turn to get onto it, so we're going to fix that to make it a little bit more user-friendly. We're also going to be installing a concrete pad and picnic area at Grange Hall Bike Access. You do see a lot of people sitting there and having lunch. It's a great place to stop. So we will add a nice little concrete pad under some of the trees there as well this spring. And then we will also be working on some parking lot improvements at Fifth Third Gateway and Fox Run Park. And one other item I want to touch on is the Spotted Turtle Trail at Rotary Park. That project is in coordination with the Beavercreek Wetlands Association. They are starting this trail. This is phase 1. This park project will connect a 15-mile trail with trailheads at Rotary Park and Phillips Park is where they're starting. And it'll go 15 miles north all the way to Pearl's Fen in Fairborn. Phase 1 includes the development of the trailheads at Rotary Park and Phillips Park, as well as roughly a half mile of boardwalk being installed back in the wetlands. This whole project is being coordinated by the Beavercreek Wetlands Association. And then just today we started construction on the trailhead sign within Rotary Park. We have a very small piece of land that we own that's going to be part of this trail. It's only about 2 acres in size, but we will be a trailhead within Rotary Park. So our residents get a huge benefit in getting access to that trail. There's a 2-acre prairie that we are working with a naturalist on to eradicate a bunch of invasive grasses and weeds, and it will be seeded as a native Ohio prairie this upcoming fall. So there'll be some exciting new development with all of that in the next several months. And just look for some announcements from the City of Beavercreek and the Wetlands Association as far as a ribbon cutting and a celebration to open up those trails. And then finally, again, we have lots of positions open, especially seasonal parks maintenance and camp counselor positions. If you are interested in a job or know anybody interested in a job, please encourage them to reach out to us. And that's all I have for this month.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody have any questions for Aaron or Zach? Candy?
No.
Good, good. Thank you both. Lots of information. I'm always astounded at the amount of programs that are offered on a regular basis there. Takes us to old business, and the only thing in that area today was any potential volunteer opportunities that may be coming up.
Sure. If you're interested in helping out at the golf scramble, let me know. That's a pretty fun, easy thing. The trickiest part is that we get there at 7 a.m., but you don't have to stay the whole day. But if you're interested in helping either at the early part of the day or around lunchtime, talking to people, thanking them for their support, selling raffle tickets, taking their money that they have registered, but some pay the day of, taking photos, any of that kind of stuff. It's a fun day. So that is on the 28th of May. Just let me know. And then you haven't heard about it yet, but you'll hear about it soon. We are doing a family recess series. This is kind of taking the place of the party in your park. It kind of run its course. Family recess is going to be on Wednesday evenings. There's going to be 2 in June. I believe if it's a Wednesday, I forgot the list today, but I believe the first one is June 16. And the second one is the week after that, and then 2 in July. And they'll be at some of our parks that either have recently had improvements or have improvements coming soon. And we will be setting up, recess-style games appropriate for your family to play together. So think wiffle ball, think dodgeball, kickball, thank you. Any of those things that end in ball, no. But all sorts of fun games, and then we'll also have some fun treats and refreshments that we're finalizing now, and be able to connect ideas, just to have neighbors connect with each other, have them connect with us, learn a little bit about the parks, and just enjoy an evening out in their park. So we will, if everything falls together like I hope it might, we will need some extra hands. So interfacing with people and helping to possibly pass out treats and things like that. So I'll share with all of you the schedule for those. And then a few of us are going to be this Friday at the cycling summit. I forget, maybe Eric remembers what they're calling it. There's a ride, but you can do it like, it's not like everyone starts at the same time. And there's booths set up at Indian Riffle Park, with Ketterings, at Ketterings Park. So we will have a booth there, and we're cooperating with our BANTAC, which is Beavercreek. Bicycle Advisor. BANTAC, thank you. Bicycle and Non-Motorized Transportation Advisory Committee. Thank you.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It really rolls off the tongue. It's easy to remember. But they will be there as well. So we're sharing information about, the trails here in Beavercreek, the bicycle, how we're such a bicycle-friendly community. And we'll also be able to share about our parks at that. So looking forward to that. And thank you to Eric and Sharon, who are going to be out there as well with me.
Great.
That's what I have on my list for right now.
Great. Thank you. Hey, did you fill the summer intern?
Yes. We have somebody who will be filling that role. They're not officially
Okay.
in there. We're going through employment screening, but
Great.
I'm hoping they start as soon as next week, hopefully.
Awesome. I just noticed it wasn't on the list right here, and that's a position in the past that's helped with that Party in the Park
Yes,
kind of
so
event.
we have filled our regular Parks and Recreation internship and also our sports management internship. And we don't have softball leagues on Wednesday nights, which is part of the reason why Family Recess is on Wednesday nights. So the two of those people in those positions are going to be tackling Family Recess together.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
And I'll
Yeah.
also elaborate on the volunteer opportunities.
Oh,
We've had a lot
thank
of
you.
great volunteer groups from Mosaic Church, the Kiwanis Club, Youth Council, various Girl Scout groups, and those are just in the past month. But we've had a lot of interest in other Girl Scout groups and community groups wanting to do some volunteer projects this summer. I know Be Hope Church is looking, I believe it's on August 1st, is a very large volunteer project. So there's lots of opportunities to do volunteer projects within your parks. If you are interested in that, please reach out to us and we'd be glad to help out.
Awesome, thank you. I'll mention one other thing in the old business. We had originally scheduled to have a work session tonight to talk about volunteer recognition, but had tabled that due to some absences, and we'll plan at this point to have that at the next park board meeting. Meet half hour early, and hopefully, Candy, you can join us through Zoom again. And we'll talk about how we're moving forward with that recognition project. And new business, I don't have anything. If Candy or Sharon don't, we'll move on to unscheduled visitors. Surprisingly, no one. And then action items that really, the only action item tonight we talked about doing something to recognize and support Dan Tips, a long time board member contributor, and we've talked about that off air, and we'll make plans accordingly. And Dan is stepping off the board, but has been a force in the park board for a long time, and important contributor to many projects and a couple levies and a number of things. So we wish Dan well. Hopefully, I'm sure he's watching on Uverse tonight, live stream. If not, he'll be pulling it up on YouTube later. So that leaves us with board time. So Sharon, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I think one thing that I'm always surprised about when you guys do these things is when you mention that we have, 23 parks. And I've made it a goal to get to all of these parks because some of them I didn't know where they were. But I think that's a great challenge this spring and this summer is if you haven't been to one of the parks, there's a map online, on their website.
Yeah.
And, it's just a lot of fun to get out there and find where all these parks are. So.
Hey, 23, you can do two a week in the summer. Get them all in, right?
That's right.
Candy, do you have anything you'd like to share for board time?
Well, it's great to be back, sort of. I don't know when I'll actually be there in person. It's going to take a few things to fall in place first, but at least I can be well enough to participate now, so that's good. And I agree with Sharon, get out and see the parks. I've been to most of them. There are a few hidden that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
So it's a nice adventure for kids and families just to go see what's there. And then for Zach, do you have a time frame on the barn at Wardinger Park? Because it's great that they're starting it. Do you have a kind of an end date in mind, or how long it would take?
Yeah, that's a great question. I do not have a projected timeline at this time. So the bids are due here in the next week or so. Once those bids are in, our staff will review and then hopefully award a bid. We're hoping we receive multiple bids back that are competitive and we get some good pricing. As you know, with commodities and supply chain right now are up in the air. We're hoping we get some really good competitive bids. Our insurance money is covering the replacement of that barn, so that is very helpful. But we're hoping that we can start construction on that sometime this summer. So it's just a matter of coordinating that timeline with the contractor once we do award a bid, depending on how many other projects they're working on, and then as well as far as the supply chain and getting materials and all of that. So I'm hopeful that they get started on it this summer, and I think once they get moving, it'll start going pretty quick. As you know, a lot of buildings and everything, they go up pretty fast. I'm hopeful that by sometime this fall or early winter that everything is completed and we are done with that project.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Great, good question. Yeah, and I just want to add during my board time, congratulations on completing the CAPRA process. I know that was a lot of work. I know Zach took a large leadership role in that, and we really appreciate everything you shared with us over the course of that, allowing us to have some input and kind of hear what you guys were talking about. And I have no doubt those results will come back positively here in a little bit when you get to do that hearing and finish the process. I think I'll add to what both Sharon and Candy said. The CDC recently came out with some more statistics regarding the chances of catching COVID. And if you're outdoors participating in regular activity, it's less than 1%, right? So what a better way to just get out and sort of get back to normal than to get out and take advantage of our parks and the programs that we're having outside. So I encourage you to do that. Anything else? Not, then I will accept a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
You do.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.